All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Readers. We are continuing the EV sector review looking at NIO and Lee. Clearly, a lot of bad is happening on this chart. It doesn't take a lot of technical analysis to see that, but hopefully, you actually see the reasons before I get into those details shortly. Real quick, before we get into the details, what are we going to do today? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. These horizontal support and resistance lines I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like and subscribe to the videos, it does really well with the YouTube algorithms. Nonetheless, I sincerely appreciate your time. And then if you disagree with anything, throw it in the comments, please. I'm not perfect and all-knowing. I'm just a regular person like you, right? So I would rather you tell me I'm wrong than have my money go down the toilet if I'm wrong in the market. You know what I mean? So it is a two-way street here. So look, NIO obviously had a real nice little movement up, and if I'm not mistaken, it had an even first one, a fail, and a second one, right? And it all goes back to, look, bad things under the 8 and the 20. It starts to go horizontal, and hey, we get the first moment over both, clearly under it, and then right here, right? A good ride of the 8 all the way to the 100. Clearly this 100 fail, and then ultimately this lose of the 8, and then lose of these two, especially because once you're in a cluster, right? This really was a cluster. You either break the top one and fly, or you lose the bottom and you die. And I mean, the 8 is definitely on its way down. It looks like the 20 is getting ready to curve down. Actually, kind of looks like the 50 is getting ready to curve down. Nothing but red selling, right? Volume is king, but when everyone is selling, volume is your worst enemy, right? And MACD is now in the negative. Definitely looks like the green and the red are going away from each other. They're diverging, right? It looks like the green is ready to keep going down. The red's ready to keep going up. And though this is tight, definitely you see a lot more red over green, and easy to see the downtrend, right? We're actually above this line right here, and now we're clearly below that line right there, right? So we made a pretty hard slope down. This definitely made a slope down, right? I mean, a bunch of bad things to see. And look, when you're under all the lines, that's bad. When you're red over green, that's bad. When you're red over green, that's bad. When volume is bad, that's bad. When everything, we literally only have 4 things to look at. When everything is bad, you can only expect so much. You know what I mean? So pretty devastating, I mean, to say the least, right? And look, there was definitely some moments of life in this weekly chart, but nothing actually sustainable, right? First break of the 8, very bad confirmation. Another break of the 8, bad confirmation. A monster break of 2 moving averages, horrible confirmation, right? So there were moments, but no confirmation, right? And again, if you can wait patiently for the for the weekly to be good, your dailies will be that much better, right? It's 5 to 1, right? So just keep that in mind. But at this point, obviously, it's bad under the 8. But yeah, if this can get over that 100, it's been a while, right? But yeah, get over the 100 and good things can get expected. But literally, I think that's the last thing on the mind right now. It's let's get over the 8, right? That's objective number 1. So yeah, really, all things considered, I think this 950 line is kind of still the. I'm not going to draw a line here. I'm really not. You know what I mean? So we're well under the 8 for now. Is not much more I can say here. Lee, coming into Lee. Interesting that they're doing opposite things. So again, NIO and Lee, I like them to look different. Look, do I know that they're the same? Do I know if their fundamentals are the same? Do I know if the productions are the same? No. But they are both overseas EV cars, right? And generally they move together, and clearly that has not been the case here. So Lee has actually kind of maintained. So again, Lee started the up around the same time. Like, let's look at NIO, right? Actually, not even that hard, but yeah, NIO kind of does start going up here. And then really that's where it just kind of takes a different turn, is around this December time. They both kind of stall, but they definitely never go down. Like this one just one, two, three, this one stays within the 5 moving averages, right? And just kind of goes from the bottom to the middle to the top in a not a bad movement actually, you know what I mean? And where are we? We're trying to get over, right? Again, get over the top and fly, get under the bottom and die, right? So looked like we were going to lose the 8. There was actually a number of days under the 8 with a pretty scary gap down under the 20, right? But look, this right here obviously confirmed this, but then you still have to wait for the 20, right? Because look, we've been well over the 20 for a good minute. It looks like there was a little bit of a scare here, but yeah, the 50 caught it at least once real quick, right? So we've been using the 20, excuse me, we used it right there. We used it right there a little bit with the 100, right? This 20 is definitely on our side now, right? It's no longer this. It's not quite the exact opposite of that, but yeah, they are both going up. And when that's the case, like you can't dismiss losing the 20. You do need to wait for that confirmation as well. And clear, a little easier to say in hindsight, I promise that much. Because like that's no joke scary, right? You open up here at 26 and in a blink of an eye, you're down to like 23. That's a decent loss in days, right? And I promise it's a little easier to say knowing that the next couple were green, but confirmation of losing lines, it really, I beat that drum for a reason, all right? I mean that sincerely. So this is actually a really nice candle. We got over this one, right? We're over the biggest green candle in sight, and we actually broke 2 moving averages on a single one. I'll be honest, I'm setting an alert at 66. Give me a couple cents over where we close, and I would love to know if we're over that, because all that red should actually make it a pretty easy climb to roughly 27. And yeah, that's an easy 10% right there, right? Let me zoom out a little bit. Where are we? Excuse me. Yeah, there's a decent red to fill right there. There's a real reason to believe this might even be a pretty simple trade from 24 to 30, which is roughly speaking 30%, right? Every $2, every 250, I guess, is 10%. So I guess that's a little closer to like 10 but yeah, I mean, look, again, it's a nice little trade right here. Don't underestimate 20% if it's easy, right? But I for sure have an alert. Look, again, an alert is not an immediate buy notification, okay? It's definitely a come check it out, but yeah, that's not a bad RSI if it peaks up. It's very low on 60, right? This is definitely flat, but look, we're at least kind of continuing this uptrend. Definitely a little bit of a downtrend there, which is for sure scary. But again, if we get a good open tomorrow, that might help. And yeah, we've at least seen some better volume the last few days for sure. So by no means is this one a slam dunk, but good confirmation on breaking 2 lines will go a long way. So hey, if you disagree with anything, again, throw it in the comments. I'm telling you, I'd rather you tell me than me lose money. This is not financial advice, but this is very much appreciated of your time. I'll tell you that much. Thank you so much.